Hey guys, it's Jasma, and today we're going to make a coconut rice cake. Chinese Lunar New Year is coming up soon, and it is the biggest holiday in China. It is like Christmas, where everybody comes together, have dinners and parties. And it is a tradition to eat rice cakes. There are different types of rice cakes, but the two main types are one that has no flavor at all, so it could be made into dishes, fried or boiled. And the other type is the sweet kind, eaten as a dessert, which is the one we're making today. These coconut rice cakes have a very nice coconut scent. It is very easy to make because we're blending it in a blender, so the process is very quick and easy. These are very delicious and chewy, so let's get started. For the ingredients you will need 500 grams of glutinous rice flour, 1¼ cups of white sugar, 100 grams of coconut oil melted, 3 eggs, 2¾ cup of coconut milk, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a pinch of salt, and 1/3 cup of coconuts shredded. Rice cake is made with glutinous rice flour, which could be found in a Chinese supermarket. And to make sure the texture of this is smooth, we're going to pass it through a fine sieve. We're also going to be using some salt. Since this is a sweet rice cake, we use the salt to enhance the sweetness. And we're also using some baking powder since we are baking these rice cakes, although the traditional type of rice cakes are steamed. So I'm just going to pass it through a sieve. The glutinous rice flour is what makes the rice cake nice and chewy. Add in the salt and the baking powder. Then we're just going to pass this all through the sieve. Once we finish passing the dry ingredients through the sieve, we're going to set it aside and then open up the cans of coconut milk. Usually a can of coconut milk is around 400 milliliters, but today we're going to use 650 milliliters of coconut milk, so it's going to take up about 1½ cans. Just going to open them up with a can opener. Today I'm going to be making my batter inside of a blender because this makes sure that the batter is nice and smooth, and the process is also very fast. So first I'm going to pour in all of my wet ingredients. So the coconut oil, crack in the eggs, add in the sugar and the coconut milk. The mixture is now smooth. Now add in the dry ingredients 1/3 at a time, and be sure to scrape the blender in between each time and just blend it until it is completely smooth. The batter is perfectly smooth, so now we can prepare our pan. I have a 9½ by 9½ inch pan here, which I poured a little bit of oil in. Now I'm just going to brush it evenly and all the way up the sides and on the bottom. This way the rice cake does not stick after it's baked. And you could also use some non-stick cooking spray if you want to. I pour the batter into the greased pan and I banged it on a counter a couple of times to release all of the air bubbles, so there are no huge air pockets inside of the rice cake once it is baked. Now before I put it into the oven, I'm going to sprinkle on a layer of coconut flakes. And if you don't want to do this, you could leave it out. Now we're going to place this into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about an hour. The rice cake has baked in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for an hour. I inserted a toothpick into the center, nothing sticked. That means it is cooked. And the amount of time that you're cooking this may vary depending on the size of the pan that you're cooking it in. So now I've let it cool down completely. We're going to turn this out onto a cutting board so we can cut it into smaller pieces. And if anything sticks, you can run a butter knife around the sides of the pan to loosen it up. If the rice cake stuck to the pan, that means you did not grease it enough. You could also just use a spatula to help it loosen away. And it might stick because, again, this is made of glutinous rice flour, and it's supposed to be chewy and sticky. coconut rice cake. This is a very chewy and sticky snack. It can also be eaten as a dessert. This can be stored at room temperature, but if you store it in the fridge, it could be kept up to 3 to 4 days. But if you do keep it in the fridge, make sure you microwave it for around 20 seconds before you eat it, so it comes back to its chewiness. I really hope you can try this out. These are very simple to make, so thanks for watching and see you guys next time. Bye!